Hello, have you ever wondered how to determine what is your right hourly rate? What is the right hourly rate so that you can pay yourself a salary that you believe you deserve? Or have you ever walked away from an engagement and wondered why you hadn't earned what you had anticipated you would earn? I know I have. Hello again, I'm Laura Burford, founder of Laura's Consulting Guide, here with a consulting insight. In a few seconds, I'm going to disappear from the screen and a video will start. The video is from one of my courses, Right Approach, Right Price, and it discusses how to determine an hourly rate, or what I refer to as a sanity check rate. And I call it a sanity check rate because it's a starting point for determining what is the rate that you will quote when somebody says, "What is your hourly rate?" It's a starting point for coming up with the hourly rate that you're going to use when determining a fixed price. The rate you actually use might be higher and lower than the sanity check rate. Before the video starts, grab a pen, pencil, and a piece of paper. You might want to jot down notes. As the video is running, if you have any questions or comments, notate them below. I'll respond. I'll see you on the other side of the video.
Over the years, I've spoken to many new consultants who were shocked, and I really mean shocked, at the end of the year. They were ecstatic when they obtained their first client. They were jubilant when they got paid. But they were not charging the client enough to cover all their business expenses, enable them to find time to market and sell, and pay themselves a salary that they believed they deserved. Does this sound familiar? How much does their business revenue number need to be to support a particular salary? Or they don't accurately determine an hourly rate. Do you know how much you need to earn to pay yourself a particular salary?
Let's assume you have a great corporate job, but you're bored, and you want to start your own consulting practice, but you're not sure what is your hourly or daily rate. You read somewhere that the best way to determine your hourly or daily rate is to take your annual salary and add some dollars to that salary for your benefits. Then divide that dollar amount by the hours or days available in the year. Let's use this equation and determine an hourly and daily rate. You want to pay yourself a salary of $150,000 a year. That's what you're making right now, and you would like to at least make that much. To determine your benefits, let's take your annual salary and multiply it by 0.33. In the United States, that's a good rule of thumb. The total is $50,000. Let's add the $150,000 and the $50,000 together for $200K. Let's divide it by the number of hours available in the year. Well, there's 52 weeks in a year and you work 5 days a week. That totals 2,080 hours. Divide the $200,000 by 2,080 hours and the result is $96. $96 an hour. If you multiply the 96 by 8, or 8 hours in a day, the daily rate turns out to be $765. Sounds reasonable. I cringe every time I hear somebody use this equation to determine an hourly or daily rate. Why? It's wrong. This equation is wrong because it assumes that you're working 52 weeks a year and you're billing clients 5 days a week. It assumes you don't take a day off, a vacation day, a sick day. It assumes you will only work on administrative work on your weekends or evenings. There is no time built in for marketing and selling. It includes benefits, but are all your benefits included? And what happened to your business expenses? And every business has expenses that cannot be overlooked. Is there a better approach to use to determine how much you need to earn to pay yourself a particular salary? Yes. Here's a different approach. Let's determine how many days are available for client work. There are 52 weeks in a year and 7 days in a week, but most people do not work 7 days a week. For this example, we will use 5 days. So in theory, there are 260 days a year that are available for client work. But is it realistic to assume you will work 260 days on client work? No. You want to take time off for holidays and vacation, and maybe even a personal day. Subtract the number of holidays that you want to take during the year. In this scenario, it's 8 days. Next, subtract the number of vacation days you plan to take. Let's assume you want to take 4 weeks, so we'll subtract 20 days. And things happen. You might need some personal time. So we will assume you want to set aside 4 days for personal or sick time. Now, add back the number of working weekend days. I'll be honest, it's not good to work weekends, but you might. In this scenario, we're going to use 0. Finally, subtract the number of days for marketing, sales, and administrative work. A good rule of thumb is to allow 2 days a week for marketing, sales, and administrative tasks. And because you're taking 4 weeks of vacation, let's use 48 weeks instead of 52 weeks to determine the number of days for your marketing, sales, and administrative work. That works out to be 96 days during the year. The result, you need to bill 132 days a year, earn $150,000 over 12 months. No model is going to be exact, and things happen during the year, but this model is a good place to start. Adapt this model to meet your needs. If you have historical time tracking information, use the information as a starting point. Think about your business and personal needs, and modify the numbers in each category. Think about your business and personal needs, and add categories. Training necessary to expand your knowledge or hone up on a skill, or maybe to maintain a certification. Adjust the model to accommodate your needs. Okay, you don't want to look at available days. You rather look at available hours. The model works the same. Instead of 132 days available for client work, you have 1,056 hours available for client work. You've calculated the number of days or hours available for client work, but what is the right daily or hourly rate? Here's a simple equation to help you determine what that rate is. Take your annual salary, or the salary you want to pay yourself. Add your benefit dollar amount, plus your anticipated business expenses, plus any savings and investments that you want to make. This is the revenue number that you need to aim for. Divide that total by the number of days or hours available for client work. The result, your daily or hourly rate. Let's look at 2 scenarios. In the first scenario, we'll assume you want to pay yourself $150,000 a year. We'll include your benefits, and I'll use the same logic as I did earlier with regard to your benefits. Your benefits should be about 33% of your salary, in this case $50,000. For simplicity, we'll assume there are no business expenses and no additional savings or investment. Add the 4 numbers together. $150,000, $50,000, no dollars for business expenses, and no dollars for additional savings or investments. The total, which is your revenue number, is $200,000. Divide that by 132 days. Earlier you determined that there are 132 days available to work with clients. The result is a daily rate of $1,515. If you want to determine your hourly rate, use the number of hours available for client work and divide the total by the number of hours. In this scenario, 200,000 divided by 1,056 for an hourly rate of $189. But is it realistic to assume you have no business expenses? No. What happens when we add just a few dollars for business expenses? We'll assume your business expenses for the year are $15,000. Now we'll divide $215,000 by 132 days available for client work, and our new daily rate is $1,629. Using the same logic, your new hourly rate is $204. What is the right daily or hourly rate? Is the hourly rate $96? Is it $189? Or is it $204? The right daily or hourly rate depends on you. As you determine the right rate for you, consider the number of days or hours you have available to work with clients, how much you want to pay yourself, and your expenses. Expenses include benefits, business expenses, and any savings and investments that you might consider. Hello, welcome back. I hope you found how to determine your hourly rate, what I refer to as your Sanity check rate, helpful. If you did, and you would like some additional consulting insights, please subscribe to my channel. Just click the button below. If you have any questions or comments about the video, you can leave them below as well, and I will comment. I will respond. Finally, if you know somebody who is struggling to determine their hourly rate, don't hesitate to share this video. Thank you again, and signing off.